Hello and welcome back to We're Talking Tea. Tonight we'll be getting into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 17, Episode 5. And before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell so that you do not miss out on the next time that we talk tea. Our drink of the night is Simple Wine. It's a sweet pineapple wine that it was gifted to me. So I wanted to try it out with you all. That's good. Okay, so let's get into it. Started off with Cynthia and Phaedra. They had the guest, I think her name was Adrian. But it was some kind of like not so much of a skit, but it was like a remake of of the Dynasty something. So it was cute. It was funny. But it was something that they did before they got into the episode. So all the girls were going to Dallas. They took a private jet to Dallas. Pinky decided to say a prayer on the jet. The prayer lasted forever. Forever, ever. Too long. Then Pinky was talking about her bankruptcy again. Shamia talked about how she's questioning getting into the rum business because of everybody talking about bankruptcy around her, because Angela ended up filing for bankruptcy with her houses. I didn't know that. Maybe I forgot. But yes, Angela had to file for bankruptcy because of her houses. She was $2 million in debt. So she had to file bankruptcy for that. Kelly talked about how she can't film with her girls because of her husband. The ladies wanted to know how Drew date went with Black from the last episode. And she just said it was just a date. We just hung out. We're still friends. K. Michelle kind of said in the confessional he was in her DMs and stuff like that. But you're still not saying that in front of her. You're not sharing this information with Drew. Not that it matters because she's still saying they're friends. But this was years ago that he was in your DMs. So why does it matter why you keep bringing it up if you're not going to share the information? Then Shamia, they stopped at the truck stop to get some snacks and use the bathroom. And Shamia talked about how she have to bring a cup to the bathroom because her dad owns several trucking companies and you don't want to pee directly in the toilet. You want to pee in the cup and then pour it over. Not saying that pee that you pour over won't splash. I don't know. But she have a reason for it. They went to Casa de Fe. That was the house that they're staying in. The house was absolutely amazing. It was gorgeous. It was a regular house. Then they had a tiny house. Then they had a pool house. And so that's when the drama started because Shamia and Kelly were stuck in the pool house. And they didn't like the pool house. They complained about the pool house being dirty. And they constantly talked about the pool house being dirty. And Naira not one time picked up the phone and called Cynthia about the pool house being dirty until 30 minutes before the dinner was supposed to start. So you had them talk to Pinky. You had them talk to Angela. And you had not one time picked up the phone and called Cynthia and told Cynthia that the house was dirty. But anyway, so the house was nice. Pinky was stuck in I keep saying stuck. That's not nice. She ended up getting the house by herself, the little tiny house by herself. And she absolutely loved it. And then all the other ladies had to find their own rooms in the big house. So then Kelly and Shamia didn't go to dinner because their room was nasty. The pool house was nasty and they didn't want to take a shower in a dirty house. K. Michelle didn't want to go to dinner because she said she didn't have glam. You knew you needed glam. Why you didn't book glam? Or have a backup glam or something. Or ask one of the other ladies to do your makeup. Or I don't understand. But let me do say when the drama ensued, I'm gonna get to that. Never mind. I don't want to jump ahead. So we had them, Kelly went into details more about her not venting to the ladies because K. Michelle ended up joining Shamia and what's that girl named Kelly at their the place they were staying in, and she shared with them in more depth about her husband not allowing her to film the kids because it's not good for them and stuff like that. But it's checks, it's money. So I don't understand why you're still trying to stop her money. Husband, you're not good for that one. Kelly not getting along on this season, but I still don't want to stop that lady money. It is what it is. So then Kelly went to talking about how she was calling, what she said she called them, she was talking about, frickin' frack. and she was saying they whack and whack. So what did they do you? They didn't do you nothing. So why do you feel like you have to call them whack? So then when Angela went back and told the ladies what she said, Phaedra compared her to them to Dom Perignon and their Andre Champagne. And then she called them Ren and Stimpy. Then you had Pinky and Phaedra to kind of go back and forth about the whole eating meat situation, but it was never resolved. So it was just an accusation. They never got to the bottom of if she said it or not. But Shamir in a confessional did say that maybe she owe her an apology because maybe Phaedra right on this one. Then you had Pinky and Angela to get into it, and they was going back and forth. They was going in with each other. I mean, below the belt, calling each other bees and everything. They was going in. And then the ladies at the pool house who didn't want to come to the dinner showed up at the dinner because they heard the argument. So you wasn't worried about glam. You wasn't worried about still having on the same clothes, but you hear drama and you want to show up. So then they come up, they come have a seat. The only one didn't have a seat was K. Michelle because she was like just kind of still standoffish. And then eventually they all ended up leaving. K. Michelle left, and then Shamia and Kelly left with Pinky. But yeah, it went in. So I'm curious to see how next episode is gonna go. But we'll be tuning in. Y'all have a good night. Until next time that we talk tea, y'all have a good one.